In every heart, there's a voice waiting to be heard. Masai's voice, small yet full of dreams, is buried in silence. But today he will break that silence. This is the story of a boy, a mother, and the power of a single question that could mend a fractured world.
Once upon a time, in a remote village in the heart of Africa called Tatu, there lived a young boy named Masai. He was only 7, with bright eyes that held the dreams of the stars and a heart that beat with the rhythm of the land. Masai was a curious soul, full of laughter and energy, but despite all his brightness, a shadow lingered in his heart, a quiet loneliness that seemed to grow day by day. Masai's father, Ayo, was the best hunter in Tatu. Every morning before sunrise, he'd disappear into the depths of the forest, returning only after sunset, exhausted and silent. His mother, Nia, ran the village market stall, selling herbs and spices to villagers and travelers alike. She spent her days counting coins and measuring spices, barely noticing the small hands that tugged at her skirt or the soft voice that whispered, "Mama, can I help you?" One morning, Masai woke up early, determined to spend a little time with his father before he left. As his father prepared his spear, Masai approached him, his heart racing with excitement. "Baba, can I come with you today?" he asked, his eyes shining with hope. His father didn't even look up. "Hunting is not for little boys, Masai," he replied, tightening his grip on his spear. With a sigh, Ayo walked out of the house, leaving Masai standing in the doorway, watching as his father's figure disappeared into the misty forest. Disappointed but undeterred, Masai turned to his mother, who was busy preparing herbs for the market. "Mama, can I help you with the spices? Maybe I can wrap them or count the coins?" he asked, his small hands reaching out to touch the bundles of dried leaves. Nia glanced at him briefly, then shook her head. "Masai, this work requires focus. Go play outside. I don't have time for distractions," she said dismissively, her attention never straying from the spices. With a heavy heart, Masai left the house and wandered to the edge of the village, to a place he often found comfort, the old, towering Baobab tree. Its thick, twisted roots seemed to hold secrets, and its branches reached out like welcoming arms. Masai sat beneath its shade, feeling as though this ancient tree was the only friend who ever truly listened. One evening, as the sky painted itself in shades of purple and gold, Masai was resting against the baobab's trunk when he heard a soft whisper. "Masai, Masai!" Startled, he looked around. Who's there?" "It is I, the baobab," the voice replied, deep and gentle, as if it came from the very soul of the earth. Masai's eyes widened with wonder. "Baobab? Can trees talk?" he asked, his voice trembling with excitement. "We speak to those who listen with their hearts," the baobab replied. "I have seen you come here day after day, carrying a sadness that no one else seems to notice." Masai's eyes filled with tears. "No one has time for me. My father is always hunting. My mother is always working. I feel like I am invisible to them." The baobab listened quietly, its branches swaying softly in the evening breeze. "You are not invisible, Masai, and you are not alone," it said gently. "Sometimes, even those we love the most can be too lost in their own world to see the love we need. But you, young Masai, have a voice, and sometimes you must use it to be heard." Masai nodded, wiping his tears. From that day on, he would come to the baobab tree whenever he felt alone, sharing his hopes, his dreams, and his sorrows. In return, the baobab whispered wisdom, telling him stories of the stars, the rivers, and the spirits of the ancestors. One night, after yet another day of being unnoticed by his parents, Masai decided he would speak up. Gathering his courage, he approached his mother, who was once again sorting her herbs by the fire. "Mama," he began, his voice small but determined, "why don't you and Baba ever have time for me? I want to learn from you, to spend time with you. Don't you want that too?" His mother looked at him, startled. She opened her mouth to reply, but before she could, Masai continued, his words tumbling out in a rush. "I know you both work hard for us, but I miss you. I miss hearing stories and feeling like you see me like I am." "Enough." Nia's eyes softened, and for the first time she truly looked at him. The weight of her busyness seemed to lift as she reached out, pulling Masai into her arms. "Oh, Masai," she whispered, "I never realized we have been so caught up in providing that we forgot the most precious gift of all, time with you." The next day, Nia and Ayo made a promise. They would take a day off each week, just for Masai. His father even began teaching him the basics of hunting, showing him tracks in the earth and telling him stories about each animal. His mother taught him about herbs, letting him wrap bundles and count coins just as he had always wanted. Masai still visited the Baobab tree, but now he was no longer seeking comfort. He was simply visiting an old friend. The Baobab, proud of the brave young boy, would tell him, "Remember, Masai, your voice is powerful. Never be afraid to use it. In our pursuit of work and responsibility, we must remember the importance of love, connection, and listening, especially to children. They may seem small, but their voices carry truths we must hear." Thank you for joining Jum's journey and experiencing the power of acceptance and resilience with us. If you found her story inspiring, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more captivating tales ahead. Until next time, farewell.